back to the channel. And today, a book haul. I'm actually going to have 3 book hauls coming out, and this is just one of them. I've split them into Folio Society editions, paperbacks and hardbacks. 19 paperbacks today, and I'm going to start with some used ones I picked up for a good deal. I've got here Sphere by Michael Crichton. I have a couple of his books now, and this is one I'm interested in. It's $1.99, so it wasn't a lot, about less than $2.50. Another book that was £2 or less than $2.50 is Clive Barker's Damnation Game. Bit of a chunky boy, this one. I hadn't seen this before, so I thought I'd pick it up. Next, I have a classic. It's Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities. I also managed to pick up for £2. Now, some of these classics I'm getting together for like a project I want to do later in the year. One I had that was in bad condition is Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. This was much better condition, so for £2 worth picking up. As was this. This is Far From the Maddening Crowd by Thomas Hardy. I have this in a hardback, but I decided to get a paperback reading copy. I have some science fiction, and here we've got Jack Finney. This is The Body Snatchers. This one was a little bit more. I actually paid £4, I believe, for this one. One that cost me a little bit more than I would like to have paid for a used paperback was Lonesome Dove, but it is quite a chunky boy, and for £5, I'm sure it would give me lots of reading pleasure. Next up, another book that cost me £5 was The Neuromancer. So this is one that is, again, for a kind of an event I'm doing later in the year, and this is one that I'm really interested to read. A few anthologies next. So for £5 I picked up this novella 3. Now this has A.E. Van Vogt's The Black Destroyer, which is a hard to get story. It's a short story, but it is inside this collection. It can fetch a pretty penny, so I would suggest that you pick up novella 3 if you want to read that story. The same could be said for the next one, Rollerball. Now this has the film cover, but it is the cheapest way to get this story, is to pick up this one with the film cover here, because a lot of people don't realise this is actually a short story collection. It just has Rollerball Death in it. For slightly more, at £6, I got this Harlan Ellison, All the Sounds of Fear, and I did this for a book I've been trying to get for the longest time. I Have No Mouth But I Must Scream, which is exceedingly expensive to get hold of unless you can find it in a compilation like this one here. Next up, I'll go through the new books that I picked up. The first one was from Amazon. This was on special, The Last Duel. Great movie. I hadn't read the book, and it was £3, so it's worth picking up for that price. Less than $4, it's worth it. The rest of these books that are coming up now are between £3.50 and £4.50, or $4 to $5. The first one being Stoner, which was £3.50. I really wanted to read some John Williams. I would prefer to have started with Augustus, but I saw this for cheap. The Castle by Franz Kafka, another one. I would like to read The Trial as well, but I found this one first. One that's been on my TBR for a very long time is The Master and the Margarita. This one will probably go a little bit higher up on my TBR, maybe next year or the year after. Later in the year, I'm reading Dune for the first time, and I decided to pick up Dune Messiah for £3.50, as I've heard that a lot of people like to jump in quite soon after with this one. Right, next, 3 books by the same author. So for £4.50 each, I managed to pick up No Country for Old Men. So these are all Cormac McCarthy books. Blood Meridian, which will be going quite high up on my TBR. This might be a next year read for me. And then The Road, obviously. The other 2 books, I have obviously seen the movies, so I wanted to read Blood Meridian first because I was less I didn't really have an idea of what it was about yet, so it kind of intrigued me a little bit more. So those are all the paperbacks I picked up in the last month, which was, as you can see, was quite a few, but they're all quite cheap. So let me know if you've picked up any good paperbacks recently, especially any of those anthology collections. I'd love to hear about those. Put it down in the comments below. Cheers.